Prince Philip would have supported COP26, a royal biographer has said, while also claiming the late Duke of Edinburgh would have also noted not enough action was being taken. Royal biographer Ingrid Seward believes Prince Philip would have welcomed the ongoing gathering of experts, world leaders, innovators and royals in Glasgow. However, in his typical fashion, he would have complained about a lot of waffle being talked, she claimed. The author of the 2020 biography Prince Philip revealed told the Daily Telegraph, Philip thought the biggest problem facing mankind was the population expanding far too quickly for the planet to sustain. Of course it is a delicate issue nowadays and one none of the politicians seem to want to take on. Philip reckoned engineers and scientists would invent ways to make food, which they are, but with overpopulation, we would run out of water. So he was pragmatic and would have supported COP26, although he would say a lot of waffle was being talked. And not enough action. The Duke of Edinburgh, who died aged 99 on April 9, was a keen conservationist and spoke with concerns over the decades about the growing population of Earth consuming at a too quick rate the planet's limited resources. Given his views, he may have welcomed an agreement struck on Tuesday during COP26. On the second day of the summit, more than 100 world leaders of countries representing more than 85% of the entire forests on the planet committed to ending and reversing deforestation by 2030. Canada, Russia, Brazil, Colombia and Indonesia were among the signatories. Prince Philip's work on conservation was made apparent when he became the president of the WWF, UK. A role he retained from its foundation in 1961 until 1982. In 1981, he also became president of WWF International, a position he retained until 1996. During his last decades, he was appointed president emeritus of the Wildlife Association. Following his death in April, naturalist Sir David Attenborough paid tribute to Philip's vigorous work on the environment. Sir David described the Duke's presidency of the WWF as very effective, very rigorous. Speaking on ITV, he added, any idea that he'd be resting on his royal position was absurd. He was there to do a job and he expected everyone else to do a job. Ahead of Philip's funeral, Sir David also praised Philip's acumen in recognizing conservation as an issue since the 1950s. He said he was right there at the beginning at a time when conservation didn't mean much to many people. Even in the 1950s and 1960s. He saw it universally. The World Wildlife Fund owed a huge amount to his presence. When he spoke about conservation, he spoke about it with passion and knowledge. Speaking about his view on conservation, Prince Philip said in an interview, with Fiona Bruce marking his 90th birthday, if we've got this extraordinary diversity on this globe it seems awfully silly for us to destroy it. All these other creatures have an equal right to exist here, we have no prior rights to the earth than anybody else, and if they're here let's give them a chance to survive. The late Duke's passion and work on the environment were recalled by the Queen in her memorable speech to world leaders broadcasted on Monday evening during the COP26's reception. She said, I am delighted to welcome you all to the 26th United Nations Climate Change Conference. And it is perhaps fitting that you have come together in Glasgow, once a heartland of the Industrial Revolution, but now a place to address climate change. This is a duty I am especially happy to discharge, as the impact of the environment on human progress was a subject close to the heart of my dear late husband, Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. I remember well that in 1969, he told an academic gathering, if the world pollution situation is not critical at the moment, it is as certain as anything can be that the situation will become increasingly intolerable within a very short time. If we fail to cope with this challenge, all the other problems will pale into insignificance. The monarch continued to praise also her firstborn and grandson for their work on the environment. She said, it is a source of great pride to me that the leading role my husband played in encouraging people to protect our fragile planet lives on through the work of our eldest son Charles and his eldest son William. I could not be more proud of them.